What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I want to give you guys some quick Atlanta Falcons news, and then I also want to talk about this upcoming NFL draft and whether our Atlanta Falcons should trade back or whether we should stay at that number 4 pick in this upcoming draft. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for continuing to tune into the channel. Continuing to share all my content on all the social media platforms. If you would like to follow your boy on Twitter, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So first off, in Atlanta Falcons news, Damontae Kazee, former safety for Atlanta Falcons, he did sign with the Dallas Cowboys. This comes as no surprise due to Dan Quinn being the defensive coordinator now in Dallas. I had that feeling that him, Damontae Kazee, and Keanu Neal possibly would go sign with the Dallas Cowboys, which ended up happening. They did move Keanu Neal from safety to linebacker, so I wasn't surprised to see a guy like Damontae Kazee, who's familiar with Dan Quinn's scheme, that cover 3 scheme. He wanted guys that he's familiar with to help teach the defense to those players over there in Dallas. So this comes as no surprise. Damontae Kazee going to join Keanu Neal, join forces with him and Dan Quinn. So I wish those guys nothing but the best there in Dallas. I wish Damontae Kazee nothing but the best with recovering from that injury he suffered last season. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this draft talk. If you haven't heard already, earlier today, the 49ers traded up with the Miami Dolphins, and they moved into that 3rd slot in this upcoming draft. They moved right in front of the Atlanta Falcons. I do believe that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, the GM over there with the San Francisco 49ers, are looking to draft the quarterback. I do think that either Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, or even Justin Fields could be their target. They do need a quarterback because Jimmy G has been pretty much injury prone since that Super Bowl season. So they definitely are looking to draft a quarterback. So this got me to thinking about our Atlanta Falcons, and I want to talk a little bit about this draft talk. Should the Atlanta Falcons trade back in this upcoming NFL draft, or should we stay at that number 4 pick? Personally, I think the Atlanta Falcons should trade back because we still have to fill out this roster, and we still need a lot of pieces to add to this team to make it a complete team. We still need a couple more impact players, especially along the defensive line and possibly the secondary at that safety position. And I do also believe that we need to bring in another running back and also possibly add some depth on the offensive line. So I really think that the Falcons would be better off trading back in this upcoming draft. The good news is we see that teams are willing to trade up, with the 49ers trading up today. It just goes to show you that that number 4 pick is very valuable. This is another reason why I've been stating from day one that Terry Fontenot is doing a great job of not showing his hand, not telling teams what the Atlanta Falcons are looking to do, kind of holding it or playing it close to the vest. So a lot of teams don't know whether the Falcons want to take a quarterback, whether they want to take one of those top players like a Penei Sewell or Kyle Pitts, or whether we really want to trade back. So I think that Terry Fontenot as the GM has done a great job of not stating what the Falcons want to do and kind of just, like I said, playing it close to the vest. Personally, like I said, I would trade back and try to get as many picks as possible, maybe even 2 number one picks, or maybe trade back, get a later 1st round pick, and then possibly another 2nd round pick, a high 2nd round pick. If I were the Atlanta Falcons, what I would do is with that 1st pick, if we were to trade back, I would go with one of the edge rushers, either Gregory Rousseau, Jalen Phillips. Those are the 2 guys that I really like out of the Miami Hurricanes. Jalen Phillips and Gregory Rousseau are the 2 guys that are top on my list. If those guys are not there, which I think if we trade up in the first round, I believe those guys will still be there. But if those guys are not there, maybe to a lesser degree, we could possibly take a safety, maybe Andre Cisco. And then with that high second round pick, we can take maybe a Carlos Basham, who's another defensive end out of Wake Forest. Or it's a couple other guys, edge guys that I like in this draft that we possibly could take. But if we decide to move back, maybe we go with Andre Cisco, Trevon Merrick, because we do need to fill that safety position, either the free safety or strong safety. We need to bring in guys that are versatile in this Dean Pease defense. So I definitely could see the Falcons doing that. And if we have, with that second pick, if we were to able to trade up and get another second round pick, if we have a high second round pick, I would pick up a player like Travis Etienne if he's still available, or the best running back available. Because I do believe the Falcons still need another running back. Even though we brought in a guy like Mike Davis, who I like a lot, I do still think that we need to bring in another impact, possible number one running back. I do think that Mike Davis can be the number one guy for our Atlanta Falcons, the number one running back. But I would prefer someone even more explosive than a Mike Davis. If we can get a guy like Travis Etienne, or even the kid from Ohio State, Trey Sermon, I like him a lot as well. I think those guys could come in and be impact players from day one. So I definitely think, or even Javonte Williams, the kid out of North Carolina, he's another guy that I really like as well. So if we can get one of those top running backs with that second round pick, and if we can get a couple, either a couple second round picks or a couple third round picks, I really think that could go a long way for our Atlanta Falcons in filling out this roster. But if we decide to stay at 4, I'm taking Penei Sewell, Kyle Pitts, or Micah Parsons. Those are the 4 guys that I'm looking. I think it'll be a little bit high to take a Micah Parsons, unless we're going to use him mainly as an edge rusher or a guy that's going to be versatile where we can play on the edge. But Micah Parsons, his pro day was really good. I believe he ran like a 4.3 40, and he had great vertical, a great broad jump. He had a really good showing on his pro day, so I think that's going to help his stock a lot. I think 4 is a little bit rich, or we might be kind of reaching to take a Micah Parsons at 4, but I do think that he has the talent, and if he's there, I wouldn't be mad at that pick. I do think that Micah Parsons is going to be a game changer in this league, and if you can compare him with Foye, Deion Jones, and Michael Walker, you can have a special linebacking core. So I wouldn't be opposed to taking a guy like Micah Parsons at 4. Kyle Pitts, the tight end out of Florida, I love this kid, and I think that he would be another guy that would be a special player in this league. And I definitely think the Falcons should also take a look at him if we want to stay put at 4. And then Penei Sewell speaks for itself. He's a guy that I think can come in just like Nelson did, the guard Nelson for the Indianapolis Colts. When he came in and they drafted him, he pretty much changed life for that offensive line with the Colts. So if we can get us a guy in the trenches like the kid Nelson that plays with the Indianapolis Colts, I really think that we could change life for Matt Ryan, make his life a lot easier up front, give him time in the pocket, and also we could improve our running game if we were to bring in a guy like a Penei Sewell. He'll add some grit and some toughness to this offensive line. Those 3 guys I think are, the top end guys in this draft that I would possibly go with if we stay at 4. If you're looking at a quarterback at 4, the guy that I'm looking at, the guy that I like out of the guys that I've seen, my top quarterback, because we know that Trevor Lawrence is not going to be there, I would either go with Trey Lance, who I really like a lot. I think he has a lot of upside, has a great arm, a guy who can run, is big, kind of built like a Donovan McNabb type, strong arm. Cam Newton kind of build, 6'4", 6'5", strong arm, and throws the ball with anticipation. And I think that he could really learn under a guy like Matt Ryan and could be really successful if he were able to learn from a professional like Matt Ryan. And Justin Fields is another guy that a lot of people like in this draft. I think he's he's going to be a good prospect in the league as well. As much as a lot of people, may not, like what he did last year in college against, some of the competition that he played against. I think that Justin Fields is another guy who could benefit from sitting behind a guy like Matt Ryan. So I definitely think that Justin Fields is another guy that, if you want to stay at 4, if he's not off the board already, I can see the Falcons going with. Those are the players that I can see us going with at 4. But I'm not reaching for any other players at 4. If Penei Sewell's not there, if Kyle Pitts is not there, or if we don't go with those guys, or a guy like Michael Parsons, I feel like those are the guys that are worthy at that 4th overall pick, or one of the quarterbacks. If you're not going with one of those guys, I feel like you need to trade back, get as many picks as you can, and help fill out this roster. But with that being said, you guys let me know what you think of the video. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for continuing to tune in. Definitely hit that subscribe button for your boy. I'm going to definitely have a lot more content coming for you guys on a day-to-day basis. Also, like I said before in my last video, if you would like me to drop some content on a certain player, definitely drop a comment below. I already got one guy that I'm looking at. I'm already looking at one player that one of the fans or one of my subscribers asked me to look at. So you guys stay tuned for that. But with that being said, this been your boy Jew. I'll holler at you guys in the next video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. Peace.